She told me she could never have a child. I believed her. I trusted her completely. Every word she said felt like truth. When she whispered that she was infertile, I held her hand and promised her a lifetime of love, never imagining the secret she was hiding. But little things started to bother me, tiny, almost unnoticeable moments. Her phone buzzed at odd hours and she would hide it from me. She claimed to be busy, working late. Yet sometimes she came back exhausted without a clear explanation. And then there were the trips, sudden, mysterious, always at times when I was supposed to be around. My gut screamed that something wasn't right, but I forced myself to ignore it. I told myself, don't ruin your love with suspicion. A friend, trying to be discreet, finally told me something that shook me to the core. I saw her at the clinic, the one she said she'd never go to. At first, I tried to brush it off, thinking it was a mistake. But deep inside, I knew I couldn't ignore it any longer. The thought that she could be hiding something, that she could be lying to me, haunted my every moment. I decided to act. I asked her calmly, gently, to show me her medical reports. She hesitated. She said it wasn't necessary. She said, trust me, you don't need to see those things. But I couldn't trust her anymore. My instincts told me the truth was somewhere hidden in plain sight. When I finally got the hospital papers in my hands, I felt my world collapse. There it was, in black and white. She was pregnant. The dates matched the time she had claimed she couldn't have children. Every tear she had cried, every excuse she had given, every promise she had whispered in my ear, it had all been a lie. My heart felt like it had been ripped in two. I confronted her immediately. Why? How could you lie to me for so long? I demanded. Her eyes widened, her lips trembled. She tried to laugh it off, tried to twist the story. It's not what you think, she said. But I held the papers in front of her. The proof was undeniable. And suddenly, the love I thought we shared felt like a cruel joke. Hours passed in that living room, filled with shouting, tears, and silence. She tried to manipulate me, claiming I was paranoid, trying to make it seem like I had imagined everything. But I knew the truth. Every word, every gesture, every hidden message, it all pointed to the same reality: betrayal. The person I loved the most had deceived me completely. I couldn't stop thinking about every moment we had shared. Every laugh, every embrace, every whispered promise. Had it all been fake? How many memories were built on lies? My chest ached, my hands shook. I felt a rage I had never known before, but also an emptiness so deep it was suffocating. I knew I had to tell my family. I couldn't keep this secret no matter how painful. I showed the papers to them, their faces twisted in shock, disbelief, and anger. My parents, my siblings, they couldn't believe someone could lie so completely, betray someone so deeply. And yet the evidence was there. The truth was there. Days passed and I replayed everything in my mind. I remembered the night she cried in my arms, claiming she was broken, claiming she couldn't give me a child. All the sweet words she had whispered, the promises of honesty, the way she had made me feel safe and loved. All lies, all deception. I realized then that betrayal doesn't just hurt. It changes you. It makes you question every relationship, every intention, every word you once held dear. But I also realized something else. I couldn't let her lies define me. I couldn't let her betrayal destroy my life. I had to rise above it. I had to reclaim my truth, my peace, and my dignity. I had to remind myself that her deceit was hers, not mine. Slowly, I started to rebuild. I focused on myself, on my family, on my own well-being. I didn't forgive her yet. Not completely. But I chose to no longer let the anger and betrayal consume me. The truth had been revealed, the lies exposed, and for the first time in months I could breathe. Every day I reminded myself of what had happened. I remembered the shock, the hurt, the anger. I remembered holding the hospital papers, seeing the undeniable truth, realizing that love can sometimes blind us to the reality around us. And yet I also reminded myself that I had survived it, that I had chosen honesty over lies, clarity over deception, and peace over vengeance. She lied about infertility. She lied about everything. But the truth, the undeniable proof, had finally come to light. The betrayal had been real, the deception undeniable. And after all the heartbreak, after all the pain, after all the tears, I finally had clarity. I finally had my life back. I finally had the freedom that only truth can bring.